Let's call the meeting to order at 9:04 a.m. And we're going to start with roll call. I am here. Gary. Joe. Barb is absent. Ellie. Susan is absent. Jeff. Brenda. Okay. All right. Let's open it up to any oral communications for any items not on the agenda. Go ahead and come on up. You can either sit there or at the lectern. You just got to turn the microphone on.
MCCUNE. This one is on. Oh,
There
okay,
you
there we go.
Yeah.
Okay. Try not to get too close here. Good morning. Thanks for having me, guys. This is a great little venue to have something so cool as this. I'm working with my client, Stephen Rebecca, and they bought a house on 395 Golden Hills. And their dream, now that they're out of San Jose area and they finally found their way up here, is to take the house that they bought that looks out into the valley and improve the view that goes out across the back to look at the valley. In doing that, they want to live here, so we're trying to add an ADU into one side of the top of the hill on their property where it is now and live in it while we redo the house. So we've started with Gabriel and the crew over there. We've been doing it now for 6-8 months, trying to get the permits. We've made it all the way to environmental health, which is in turn had us investigate what we have for existing septic. And it's all the way at the bottom of the hill, and it's right at Shady Trail where it comes in right there. And it's, of course, it was old and 20 years old, so it doesn't have enough reserve, et cetera, et cetera. So they would like for us to redesign the septic to be conform with today's rules. Now, in doing that, we need to get a perk test. So to get a perk test, the only way to get down there safely with a tractor to dig the holes is to come through Shady Trail. I've brought some stuff if you guys want to look at it. Are you interested in seeing this stuff?
Yeah, so I think in general, what we would typically do is have that sent to us digitally, have a discussion about it. Because I don't think we can't render any sort of decision here today.
Sure. And we can email that over to everyone.
Yeah, so because what we would do is we could include it in our packet and then we can have the public comments on it. Because I think typically that's what we would want to do. So you're generally talking about bringing a tractor up Shady Trail.
This is what it is here.
Okay.
So
Here, you want to bring it here, and I can, because there's potentially people on Zoom.
Once we get it in, I think we can get to the top. Just getting from the top to the bottom. But if we had it in the bottom, we don't have to stop. Once we get there, we can kind of improve the spectacular trail there. Put in some extra waddle and things that will help make it better anyway. So to kind of retain things as the trail, because the trail's eroding a little bit here and there, but it exists. So if we could get in, get the perk test, dig the hole, cover it back up, then get ourselves back up to the top. For the future work coming, we'd be able to get from the top to the bottom. So that would be the goal here.
Are you working with one of the planners at the town?
Emily.
Emily, okay. So what I think.
Oh, no, yeah, Emily is environmental health. Our planner is, shoot, her name escapes me at the moment. but
Jamie, maybe?
Jamie, yes.
Ah, okay. So yeah, per Fred's point, maybe just have Jamie package all this up and send it to us, and then
Okay.
we would then put that in our agenda for discussion and talk about it. Just a quick question, which direction do you want to come in from Shady, on the Shady? From
Wants
Cresta
to come in
Vista,
from Golden Hills, wants to come
Yeah.
in
Golden Oaks or
from,
Cresta Vista?
Correct,
Golden
yes,
Hills.
that's on the map right there,
it's,
because,
it's basically where the property is right, the junction of the Favonio Trail and,
So right across from you.
and
So some of those lots, the neighbors might have ways to get down there. Who has a little racetrack down there? Have you seen the blockers? So there, is it?
well, it's fenced.
Well, they run these ATVs in their backyard.
one,
Yeah.
yeah,
But yeah, I mean, it's easy to get, if you have an excavator, it's easy to pop a
it
fence
was,
out.
it's less than a quarter mile.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's effectively bringing the same kind of equipment up that brought up to fix the trail.
Yes, in fact, we saw when that happened
Yeah.
a while back,
Yeah.
so,
And not to get too deep though, the problem is it's raining. Is it a rubber track or a steel
yes,
track?
rubber.
Rubber track.
So, and we're willing to help do a little extra, clean up here and there too while we're there, what the heck, right? So we're be
Yeah.
more than happy to,
I think the main thing is we just like, you need to give public a chance to comment on it, because Shady Trail is, I would say, one of the sort of crown jewel trails of
Okay.
our system. And I think a lot of people have a lot of opinions on it. I think we need to make sure we take that into account before kind of rendering our guidance, but, I mean, Robert, does that seem correct to you?
Yeah, it's against. Yeah, so, is this working?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So I would recommend this get agendized, go through Emily and myself first. I would advise caution on potential trail improvements. I appreciate the offer.
sure,
That introduces a whole nother complexity.
okay,
As a town, I think I can say that we appreciate the offer, but I would advise that maybe we focus on just the limited scope because it will probably require public comments.
okay, sure.
That way we don't have to consider, if we widen the trail, then it becomes something that we have to keep in mind of how we do it and all that stuff. So,
I was thinking more just weeds or anything like that that might be fire hazard along the way, but
Yeah, I don't,
ending the trail.
I don't think we need to do any sort of like quid pro quo for
Okay.
access. I think we just need to understand kind of precedents and what the town has done in the past and make sure that we're not running afoul of any other guidelines we've given. Because I know there was a recent example of someone needing access off of Sawswell Trail, I want to believe, and I think we're able to do that. So like, let's just make sure that folks have a chance to comment and.
I think from an official perspective, it would actually be an encroachment permit
Okay.
through engineering, which would be myself.
Okay,
So we should probably go through that prior to the permit being approved. Should probably be agendized and go to you guys
Yeah.
to.
Yeah, so I mean, we can get it on the next agenda.
Yeah.
Make sure that there's a chance for public comment. And yeah,
I think the main questions for an encroachment permit would be, is it going to change the trail in any manner?
mm-hmm,
And ideally, it would just leave it the exact same.
yes,
It would simply be vehicular access, temporary, what time period, and what outcomes would come of the,
crossing
vehicular
of it,
access.
yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. Jimmy?
So, yeah, so what does it entail in the process of getting the encroachment permit?
can I just, so typically we have the stuff that's not on our agenda, we limit to 2 minutes.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So happy to have you guys
Talk,
you
yeah,
guys
all
have a
right.
conversation. But that would be the general guidance.
Okay, so in closing, we can't figure that for sure this has to make it to the next meeting before we have a chance to.
I would talk with Robert. to see
Okay.
What the process is for the encroachment permit. I'm just giving you guidance in terms of how our committee typically works.
Sure.
So I think the encroachment permit is probably that's the way, that's the place to start.
Okay,
And hopefully y'all can, I mean, I'm sympathetic to wanting to get things going. So to the extent that we can help that, we will facilitate that.
Okay, and we'll get this stuff over to our planning, Jamie, so she can route it out to you. You guys wanna move that again?
I mean, I got lots of pictures of them. Yeah.
All right, thank you.
All right, thank you. All right, any hands raised on the Zoom? Okay.
No.
Okay, old business, I did not get the notes digitized for the last meeting, so we will approve the minutes from the previous meeting next time. So we'll go straight to the trail maintenance review. This was all before, the rain started, so nothing too exciting there, looks reasonable. Any comments on that? Do we want to close the trails in the Coal Mine Ridge, given the rain? Yeah, not yet. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so I think we're done with trail maintenance. Okay, trail usage follow-up. So I think just an update for the group. There's been some communication out to the community on e-bikes, which e-bikes are appropriate at the schools, I guess. And there's been some e-bikes that were impounded, I guess, is that the right?
Right, so I sent that out to the group largely as to inform everybody that the district has put out a clear set of rules of what kind of e-bikes kids can bring onto campus. And so that's a good starting point for our work on the Safe Routes to School Subcommittee.
Yeah.
I don't know that that went out community-wide. It went out to all the parents. So I don't know if there's more coming. So I have a meeting scheduled with the town manager. And then we have a meeting with the district in November. And so the idea, I think, is just because the district has not put out any guidance on safe route to schools and e-bikes. They have been informed that as of today, no motorized anything is allowed on the trail. So I think they're looking for the town for more guidance on what safe routes to school is going to look like with e-bikes. So that process should get started here in the next month. And with those items, those action items, maybe next meeting we'll have something to talk.
Okay, that sounds great. I also note that we have had more reports of e-bikes on trails. There are more photos, so we'll have to figure out a process for encouraging people to not take some of the more motorized vehicles on trails. I don't know if anybody wants to talk about that. Brenda, you want to talk about that?
Did we at all, I mean, because it seems like PV Forum is where a lot of people, will look on and, I mean, it has other purpose too, but could we just put a little note from the trail committee? There's been, notice
Yeah.
of e-bikes on, remember, please remind your kids, I mean, maybe adults too, but
Yeah.
please remind your kids, no, especially Shady Trail is not allowed to have.
Yeah, I'm
Motorized
happy to
vehicles.
write another one.
Okay,
It's
just
not my
from
favorite-
trail committee. or
Yeah, it's not
something.
my favorite thing to do, but happy to do it.
Okay.
Yeah, so we can.
That
we
seems
can
like
send-
that's.
I don't know,
best.
maybe we could we could put something into the town
Newsletter.
bulletin, is that what we call it? The town bulletin that goes out?
Or any bike, or bikes.
Well, let's focus it on no motorized vehicle rather than,
Oh, but-
so there's two separate issues. There's
Right.
people ride,
Yeah, I know.
there's
I know.
people ride, well, there's some trails that allow bikes. Right. There's no motorized vehicles on trails. I think that's the key point that we need to make sure people understand. No, so here, let's not try to write the thing right now. Yeah, I'll write it. and then, you don't have to put it on the council agenda to get in the bulletin, do you?
No, but I can.
Okay. Okay, I'll,
So I'll put it, okay, I'll take care of it.
okay, great. For anyone, you probably can't hear on the Zoom, Mary is going to, take care of,
I will speak with the town manager and see if we can get in the town notices that there are no motorized vehicles on any of the Portola Valley trails.
great, thank you. Okay, let's go into. C.
One other quick one would
Yeah.
be, some company put up a sign on the corner of Westridge and Alpine advertising tree service, right on trail. Did you see that?
I almost stopped to take it down.
I almost did too, but I thought I would ask Robert. Robert, do you want to take it down or do you want the guys to take it down? You want us to take it down? Right on the corner of Alpine and Westridge here,
Portola and Western.
just down from the, oh yeah, I'm sorry, Portola and Westridge. It's too early. That's why I pointed.
Can you maybe give him some coffee?
Portola and Westridge, yes. Right on the trail. Easy to see.
I'll call them up and say, don't do this again.
Okay, yeah, no, I mean, you're welcome to. I think it's, their name and numbers on the sign.
Yeah.
There's been a number of other like political signs put up, but none of them that I've seen are near the trail, so I'm not gonna complain about it. But they are in violation of our sign ordinance, right? But they're not on the trail, so I'm not gonna go into that.
Okay,
Yeah.
that sounds great.
Thank you, Robert.
Three C, capital improvements for trails. Any update?
I think there's no updates. Robert and I did go through the list and there are no items that seem appropriate to address at this point. Is that about right? Sound right, Robert?
I think the one, we should follow up with Susan. She's been in touch with the Trails Center. They have a new, they had some staff turnover. One of their staff members actually went and is now working, I believe, at Midpen. But she's been in touch with them on Eagle Trail, fixing that. So it might be worth just touching
yeah.
base to see if we can, if there's any connection we need to make with the fund and some fixes
Yeah,
there.
and actually our discussion addressed Eagle Trail and Robert was, I liked what he said, is that is a, more of a, let's make this happen. It doesn't require capital improvement
Ah, okay.
expenditures. It's a required, I don't know what you call it, a fix?
It's just maintenance repair.
Repair, yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, I'll forward you the thread I have and then she can.
And Joe, we have one new one. So we want to add the entrance to Shady Trail from Golden Hills to be reconfigured, new fence put up there, closing one of the entrances, making room for a larger vehicle access, but then that would be normally fenced off. And then align that with the horse trail coming from across the street.
Okay,
So,
and you're down on Golden Hill.
yeah, on Golden Hills side of Shady Trail.
Is that is that something new?
Yeah, Brenda and I walked down there and looked at it because of these golf carts getting on there. It kind of got reconfigured when they did the work on the lot there that the town owns and even some other work on the trail. So now it's very simple for a large vehicle to drive down there. So, and then some of the fence is just decayed over the years. And there's really kind of two entrances to get in there and you really only need one. So it's not a large amount of capital, but it is some amount of capital to like rebuild the fence and put a proper entrance, you know, with like a pole in the middle that slides out for the bigger cars, things like that, bigger
Okay.
vehicles.
So for process, since we do update it once a year, at this point, we want to create that, add that now. There's no need to wait another year. But so I'm just going to put it together, review it with you and send it to Robert.
Perfect. Yeah. I don't know the priority that you would put it at, but it is a capital needing project.
Is it something that we could put, as a proposal for the fund.
Oh, the donation fund?
Yeah. Did you explore that?
Sure.
It needs some engineering work and we would obviously have to coordinate with Robert because if we put the kind of entrance in there like that's on Georgia Lane between, right by Ormondale there, where they can slide the middle post out and normally it's locked into place. If we did something like that, you know, I would be very uncomfortable doing that without Robert's help. So it does need some amount of engineering involvement.
Yeah, I'm just more thinking from a funding standpoint.
But yeah, so, I don't know if that can pay for engineering work.
Yeah.
Yeah, and to your point, Jeff and I were ready to hop on that last project. I'm not sure that 501c3 has ever really been completed because we hit a roadblock and never got anywhere. The people did the work themselves
Right.
without us. But so I'll still see if there's
Okay.
thing going in there.
Okay. So you'll follow up on that. Okay. Any news on any of the trail easement projects?
Can I make a
Yeah.
comment?
Yeah. Go ahead on the.
I wanted to explain why I was late.
Oh.
But
Yes.
I met with Patrick Ruff about the crossings.
Oh, yeah.
So, and he's totally on board. He wants to get that first road by Gambetti's done within the next 2 weeks. So maybe we'll have a better notice for next meeting. He was going to do it all crosshatched on a diagonal. And I recommended that he do crosses as well. So the diagonals both sides.
Okay.
See if that penetrates. I'll write him a note. It's steep coming off the edge. And he's going to raise that so that there's no lip. And we then looked at the farmhouse driveway, and that's going to be taken out. The driveway will be taken out and the asphalt that's in there that's sort of slippery and sort of slanty is going to be taken out.
Okay.
But that will probably be more like a month from now. And then the main intersection is going to actually be finished by the end of the whole construction, which will be the end of next summer. And again, we talked about cross-hatching that all the way across. It's a very strange entrance. It's got a slanty, you might want to take a look at it. It's got a crosswalk that goes one diagonal, then the other diagonal, because there's an encroachment on the other side. So the trail moves towards the road.
Yeah.
So there's the jig happens in the middle of the driveway. So I don't think there's much of a good solution except from a traffic point of view, from a foot traffic and horse traffic is not really a big issue, except that if they click that again, they're going to have to start the whole cross-hatching business over. So, and last but not least, for Robert's entertainment, we discussed the fact that there wasn't a horse level button put on the crosswalk there. And he said, absolutely an oversight. And also that's not cross-hatched there. The landing is not cross-hatched, which encroaches into the trail as well. So they're going to do the cross-hatching. They can't do anything about the street light. But while I have the floor, I wanted to just mention that Woodside has 4 horse level crossing lights. And there's probably more opportunities for that. And there's really no reason not to do that because you can, it's just something you can reach so that you can use it if we ever get another opportunity to do a crosswalk. We need to have that.
Okay.
Yeah, specifically by Willowbrook, that's where you really need it, right? Where we cross from, riders cross from Georgia Lane over to Willowbrook and the Sequoia Trail. There's not many horses cross where you're talking about. I know you do.
Yeah. You're talking Grove.
Huh?
Grove, like up by Grove, the crosswalk that's there.
Yeah, yes, that's the one I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you got to come down the trail a little bit to Grove and then you cross over by Sequoias. Exactly.
Well, we should get that in our, protocol for crosswalks. Okay, anything else on?
Mary, did you happen to see the screening plan? So the girders are going up and you can see the big mass of this building and, one of our requirements was they screen from the trail. Okay. Okay. I would just say that the machine that Howard rented did a great job up in the hayfields there. So if you can get that machine, that same machine. I don't know where he got it from. He rented it. Okay.
Gary, 6 months ago, I checked with probably 3 or 4 different equipment rental companies, and they all have those grinders. I forget what they call them exactly, but that ones
Yeah,
that
they
Howard
they
uses. and they all
grind a
have
little
them
bit.
to do, and they have different sizes, of course. They are available.
Yeah, they're not as pretty as what you're talking about, Mary, but they certainly do the job. So something to think about.
Well, we can do that.
Yeah, that's fine. I just, yeah. fine. Well,
Okay.
if somebody can look at maybe you can ask conservation. I know they'd probably be interested in this. So again, it's a scenic corridor.
Yeah.
One of our requirements was that they screen that new building from the trail. And they never got back to us. I imagine it went through ASCC and conservation may have commented.
So I think a discussion of this would fit better under our item C3. Not that, we can't talk about it now, but I want to get the right things in the right place. Do we want to just say, let's skip C2 for a sec, go to C3. I think so. Site development with trail impacts, Priory, we need to follow up. So Mary's it sounds like you have the trail crossing under control. Fingers crossed. The screening though is something that we should reach out and ask for the plan there.
Yeah, so we haven't reviewed the final landscape plan for that project. If anybody has a copy, then that would be great to let us take a look at it.
Robert, is that something you can help us with?
Could we help with that? Do you want us to do it?
Okay.
Is Jamie the planner or Good City is the planner? Okay, I'll take that. I can do that.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks, Gary.
Were you suggesting the screening goes all the way from the Gambetta house down, or from where they enter the Priory now? Because that's all open. Is that where you're talking about?
Yeah. Yeah, the part of the feedback on the permit that we gave was you're gonna have that big building there. If you're gonna keep the trail in line with the scenic corridor, there should be some screening. That whole trail, there's great screening all the way down by the track, but it's just like once you have that window between the old farmhouse and then the lane, and then you put a big building there, changes the character of it. And so I think they agreed to put some screening in, is my recollection.
Okay,
Okay.
I do. And she's usually pretty good about getting back to us.
So I just walked that with Patrick, just second
Yeah.
of that Gambetta stretch. And we talked about the fact that it was so different when there were trees on either side.
Yeah.
He was totally with the program.
Yeah.
And then when it's junior down below. So I think maybe I should have been more aware.
No, it's okay. It's okay. They have been very responsive. So I don't have, I'm not concerned. I do think it's just one of these things where there's so many different things for someone to keep in mind that it helps if we're engaging.
Yeah, we just don't want to, lose it and amongst all those different activities.
Yes. Okay, so, any other news on the site developments? So Hawthorne, Stanford, I haven't seen any progress, which is fine. I don't expect we're gonna get
Nothing.
much progress until they're kind of underway. Okay. Okay, so nothing on Hawthorne's, nothing on Stanford.
We reviewed the Grove site development plan.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, and that was
Uh,
just the trail and the road right of way easement. So I think that's dealt with.
Um, yeah, maybe that's worth noting for folks. One of the things we've had this pattern recently where we've seen plans and people have said, well, there's no easement. And we don't actually need an easement for trails that are in the road right of way. The town actually has the right to put a trail there.
Yeah, the road right of way is an easement.
Yeah,
Is the,
so there's not there's not a trail easement per se, but the road right of way effectively a trail easement on in that part of the
versus a
property.
private property easement that does have a trail easement recorded against the property.
So it's a pattern we've seen, so
Mm-hmm.
sharing that context for everyone. Okay, let's pop back up into the trail easements. Any progress on the Sawzall work or any?
No, so, again, we still have the issue on Salsal and that's in the weights
Okay.
side now. And I don't know of any other site development. Nothing on Stanford. And I apologize, Robert. I've been trying to get a meeting with Robert and he was busy, then I was busy. It's just a nightmare. Well, okay, cool. Thank you. We'll get it together.
Okay, so we have meandered our way through CI, C2, C1, C2, C3. C4 is community engagement. Susan is not here today. I believe the two dates that she had suggested for the town hike. Just pulling up my calendar to make sure I get them. They're the first 2 weekends in November. They would be a Saturday, so that puts us either at November 1st or November 8th. Does any strong preferences for one or the other among the committee? 1st or the 8th? Because it's not the day after Halloween? Okay. Okay. Yeah. It could also be a good get up and shake out the Halloween. Earn some more candy. Okay. Well, if anybody does have any strong preference for one of those days, please let Susan know. Otherwise, I think we're through our agenda. Yeah. Anything else before we adjourn?
Was there a presence, the Trails Committee at the town picnic? I wasn't around.
Yeah, Susan and I were at the
Okay.
Town picnic. Yeah, maybe just like a quick thing to note for us. We need more signs. We need more. We were definitely lacking in terms of posters. There were other entities that had many more posters, and so they attracted a lot more attention than we did.
I thought Barb was going to help you.
Oh, so we have Barb, we have banners, right? We have the banners in the background. The marketing approach that other folks took. So for example, our Safe Fruit School map has been blown up and put on a placard, and the bicycle committee had it out front and center. And so we should think through, maybe our own marketing next time. So yeah, we were there. I think Susan and I saw maybe 1 or 2 people. Town picnic was good, but if we would like to have a stronger presence, I think there's some opportunity for us to improve there. But town picnic was a good time for sure. Okay, can I get a motion to adjourn? Okay, we are done at 9:39 a.m.